everybody, welcome back. Do you guys remember a couple months ago when I was doing the Great Depression series? In this series, we tried out a bunch of popular foods that they ate during the Great Depression. Well, I'm bringing it back today because I'm interested in the Great Depression, just the way everybody persevered through the hardships. It just amazes me. And I love it. And I found out something new that I didn't know before. So we're going to try this out together. Supposedly, during the Great Depression era, Florida had one of the worst orange crops ever. And they wasn't affordable anymore because they only had like 25% of the amount of oranges that they normally have. People couldn't get their vitamin C. It was just this whole big thing. So, the government decided, hey, we're going to introduce everybody to this fruit they grow in Texas to help them get their vitamin C. The government started a public assistance program, and in this program, they helped feed America as much as they could. And one thing that they put in these food boxes, grapefruit. Grapefruit was not popular. People did not want to eat grapefruit. Grapefruit was mainly white and they grew it in Texas. And according to what I have read, the ruby red grapefruit was an accident. It was like a couple of days before the Great Depression actually started. A farmer in Texas was looking at his crop and he seen the dead giveaway, the pink blushy spot on the grapefruit. And he was like, well, what's this? Cuts it open and it's red. And he's like, I grow white grapefruit. What the heck is this? So this became the most popular because it was the most tasty. Now, let's talk about this. The people was like, ew, that's gross. Grapefruit's nasty. We're not going to eat this. But they eventually had to because they were starving. And the government told them to either sear it or boil it in order to make it edible. Because apparently the taste was too much for most of everyone. But they just did not like grapefruit. So many people had to start eating grapefruit because it was the most easily accessible citrus that it became a regular in America. And we eat these all the time. I mean, we do. We love a good grapefruit. And it's become kind of the normal. We have grapefruit flavored drinks. We have just bottles of grapefruit juice that we drink. But back in the day, this was a no-go for most people. They thought it was like inedible. Crazy, right? I love grapefruit. In order to feed their families, they did what they could with the grapefruit. Now, we're going to try it the way the government told everybody to make it, which was sear it and boil it. I just don't feel like that's going to be good. I love a good fresh grapefruit, but we're going to try it. And another thing they did. Ooh. All right, y'all. Prepare for this one if you've not heard of it. I just recently heard about it. They took the peel and they turned it into a mock steak. I mean, they had to do what they had to do to eat. They had to survive. And the government was giving out some grapefruit, so they did what they could. They ate the peel like a steak. So we're going to try it. We're going to do it. Who knows? A lot of these Great Depression recipes, I've been like, but they end up being pretty okay. I could eat most of them if I had to. So let's give it a go. I'm going to wash my grapefruit and we're going to see what we can do with this. I just want to say this. These are not my recipes. I've never did this before. I like to eat grapefruit, but not like this. I'm trying this with you guys. This is just fun and interesting. So I am not taking credit for these recipes. I'm just trying them out. We're going to boil it first. So apparently we need to bring a big giant kettle to a rolling boil. And And then we just drop a whole grapefruit in it for about 3 to 5 minutes. A little different, but let's give it a go. We got that water boiling pretty hard. I'm going to drop the grapefruit in for 3 to 5 minutes. Ooh, she's floating. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done, but let's do it. Okay, let's look at this for a second. I feel like it's about to explode. It looks like it's gotten bigger. Is it just me? It's boiled for 4 minutes. It said 3 to 5, so I imagine 4 is the sweet spot. Oh, Lord. Well, this is different. It didn't say much after boil it. So, I'm just going to cut into it and eat it with a spoon. This has the weirdest consistency. It's like a sponge. See that? It's very odd. It doesn't look any different. Maybe it made it taste less bitter. Let's try it. I have one of the halves right here. It doesn't look like it did anything to the inside of it. I'm wondering if it changes the taste. Because you know how grapefruit is a little bitter sometimes. Maybe this made it more edible for some who didn't like it. So, like, see, it did not change anything. It just made the outside rubbery. This is how it said to boil it. All right. I got my big soup spoon. I don't know why. I changed my spoon. Let's try this again. Okay. Ugh. It's warm. Oh, it's just warm grapefruit. Why would they tell them to boil it? Well, that don't make no sense. If I put this in the fridge, it would taste great. Warm grapefruit juice is kind of odd. I don't know. That one's a weird one. I don't know how I feel about that. Next, we're going to try it the seared way that the government told everybody to try it. You're going to need some butter for this. I'm going to have high hopes for this. Butter's good. Grapefruit's good. I mean, come on, right? We'll see. Throwing in a pat of butter. Let's get the butter all melty. Okay, it's starting to get a little bubbly. What you do, you're supposed to slice your grapefruit into slices like so. And we sear it. I'll have to chase it. Yeah. There it is. And that is all you're supposed to do, and you're just supposed to dig in it and eat it warm. Smell like it doesn't smell bad. It smells buttery citrus. It smells like buttery citrus. I still don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just a little odd to me to cook citrus. But, you know, it's all right. I'm trying to cut into it. It's a little odd. Hold on. It's so tough like this. So tough. Get a little piece of pulp. Oh, man. Oh, man. Mm-mm. No. It's extra bitter, like this. More bitter than normal. It's tough. Mm-mm. No. And it looks just a little bit weird, doesn't it? This is definitely a no-go. The government told them lies. It does not enhance the flavor. It is actually a lot worse. No. No. I thought I'd try it again and maybe change my mind. But that's no. It's so bitter. It's extra bitter. And it's just an odd texture. Well, Great Depression. Before we try the mock steak, I'm just going to put this out there. If we ever get hit with a Great Depression again, and the government hands out grapefruits, y'all don't make it like they say. Just get you a spoon. I got grapefruit this in my eyeball. Oh, God. Just get you a spoon and scoop it out. Oh, be right back. Okay, I'm back. You know, like the best way to eat a grapefruit is like this, in a little wedge. Yeah. Some people put sugar on it. I don't. I like this. I like the tang. Now, the boiled grapefruit was odd. It was just like warm grapefruit. It didn't change anything about it. You notice I didn't bring the kids in to try these recipes. But I will bring them in for the mock steak, so stay tuned. All right, back in the Great Depression, they did not want to waste anything. Anything, even the grapefruit peels. Now, what they did, it wasn't like a steak. They kind of made it like a chicken fried steak. So they would use the pith, the thick pith, and they would make chicken fried steak, mock chicken fried steak. Every recipe I've seen, you're supposed to take off the zest, because the zest has most of that grapefruity, citrusy flavor, and they will not be good if you leave the zest on. These smell so good, though. They smell oh, so nice. You could probably make a simmer pot with this, and it smell up your whole house. I've zested my grapefruit, except this one little spot here. There we go. Okay. And now, I'm not sure how I want to do this. But you're supposed to separate the meat from the peeling. It's really thick. So I could see how this would kind of be like a mock chicken fried steak. They were so creative back in the Great Depression. I don't know if I would have thought to make a mock chicken fried steak with pith or my grapefruit. I'm totally going to eat this later. Okay, there's one. Smells a little grapefruity. I even seen some articles that said some countries use these to make like tacos or mock carnitas, things like that. I want to cut these in half because they're kind of bowled up. That's not going to fry. It's so little. It's going to be a good chicken nugget. You know, like bologna, you have to make cuts. All right. I have the pith ready. The peeling pith. It's so thick, so it totally makes sense, right? Okay, I want to get everything else together, and I'll show you the next step. This is the dish I'm going to use to dredge. I'm putting panko crumbs. I'm going to season the breadcrumbs like I normally would. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little adobo. This is the seasoned breadcrumbs that I normally use for like chicken fried steak. Now, normally when I make chicken fried chicken, chicken fried steak, I use an egg, splash of milk, a little salt in the egg, and a little pepper. And whisk it up. Now, I want to put my pith into the egg. Next, breadcrumbs. Just repeat the process. I have oil and butter mixture heated up. And now, I'm just going to put them in, let them get brown. I'm going to cook them the exact way I do chicken. Golden brown, perfect. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you right now. These don't smell too bad. They really don't. Very interesting. It smells like fried chicken. And I'm not just saying that. We'll see how it tastes. But it does smell very good. Okay. Can you hear them sizzling? Here is our mock chicken fried steak, which to me looks like chicken. It looks like mock fried chicken. Let's cut into one and just see what it looks like. Very crispy, what we like. Okay. Not really looking at much. Okay. I have high hopes for this. It looks okay. Breading and frying something makes anything look okay. I want to try it first before I get the kids in here. You're hearing my exhaust fan because it got a little smoky. I had issues, but here we go. This is the exact moment when I realized I made a mistake. I made bad decisions today. That is the most bitter thing I have ever put in my mouth. I don't see if ketchup will fix it. I had high hopes for this. I was so excited. I'm gonna just dip it in ketchup. It's good with ketchup. But when I swallow it, I get the aftertaste of bitterness. It is so bitter. Okay, it's not so bad when you use dipping. Ketchup makes everything better, right? But when you swallow it, it has a really, really bitter aftertaste. If you thought grapefruit was bitter, this ain't got nothing on that. This is extreme bitterness. Now, in hard times, if we were in a Great Depression and this is all I had to feed my family, I could eat it. I could stomach it. I could. I'll try it one more time. See if the bitterness in my mouth is just lasting because of the previous bite without anything on it. Still so bitter. So bitter. I had high hopes for this. It smelled so good. Oh. I'll be right back. I have to get something to drink. I cracked open a Mountain Dew. We have Mountain Dews left over from Thanksgiving. Thank God, because the water couldn't have taken this bitterness out of my mouth. Wow. So bitter, man. This video was extremely experimental. It's just so interesting to me to explore the Great Depression and the things that they had to eat just to survive. And please, no hate toward any one of these recipes, okay? This is how they survived. If it wasn't for them just powering through and surviving by any means, a lot of us would not be here today. So I'm very happy that they were very inventive with the things that they ate. Woo. Man. Sorry, it's so bitter. It's still in the back of my mouth. But I'm very thankful that we are not going through a Great Depression like they did back in the day, because whew, the bitterness is just sticking to the back of my throat. No, with the ketchup, it was not bad. It really wasn't. And I had high hopes for this. It smelled so good, but I guess it was just the seasoned breadcrumbs. It's okay with ketchup. Without ketchup, wowzers. Whew. I'm so disappointed that all of these recipes were not surprisingly awesome. But you know, that is the way it goes sometimes. This video was just fun to try out things that they used to eat during the Great Depression. And there's a lot of things that tasted a lot better than the grapefruits. Like I said before, y'all, fresh grapefruit is the way to go. If we ever go through a Great Depression again, and the government says, boil it or sear it, don't listen to them. Just eat it fresh. Just eat it fresh. Trust me on it, all right? Remember, as always, guys, be positive and kind. be happy, let others be happy, and enjoy your life. I love you. I will see you next video.